Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Hey, we had fun last night.
Oh, we had a great time last night. We had the Gruber Christmas party.
Woo! And we had it at the Phx Zoo.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So, Crystal told her husband that it was just the Gruber people for Christmas, for the holiday lights and everything there. Yeah. And zoo lights, they call it, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. And, so you pull in the parking lot and you see all these cars, right? He had to be thinking, okay, where do they keep the rest of them?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And all the variety of cars nowadays, it's crazy.
I saw a lot of cars in there, like a Mercury Cougar.
Janie had a Mercury Cougar once.
Really?
I believe so, yeah.
Speaking of Cougars, hey, Cass.
Yeah, Cass, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
What's up,
Met
guys?
your boyfriend last night.
Yeah. He's a nice gentleman.
Let's just say Cass is her tastes run a little younger.
Just a little.
I mean, is what it is.
Hey, no shame in the game.
No. It was fun though. We had a good time last night. It's you bring people together and families together, and then you realize, because there's a lot of people that we work with every day, but you don't realize who their family associations are.
Right.
And to see all the children come together and the fun and the laughter, it was just a great experience.
I'll tell you, it's really good to see people outside of work and then meet their significant others and see their kids and all that. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you missed it, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron.
And Jesse.
Yeah. Well, Jesse
How you
was
doing?
working.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was crunching the late hours last night.
Uh-huh.
Me on the other ways.
I know. This was only on the calendar for like 6 months, but
yeah,
okay.
But Aaron, you got a pretty good excuse, right?
Yeah, he was building a bonsai tree.
That, and it was my wife's birthday party.
There you
or
go.
Dinner.
Yeah.
His wife's birthday. Could have had dinner for free. That's okay, though.
We had plans with the family.
You're taking next week off, right, John? Says Grubb's Life 6358.
No, I'm here next week as far as I know.
Wonder why he's asking that.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Whoever Grubb's Life 6358.
Oh, we know who that is.
I do not know.
Isn't that Noah?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Is Noah. Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, he can take next week off if you cover for him.
Right?
There
Come
you
on
go.
in, Noah.
Might as well.
Hey, speaking of the zoo lights last night.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We didn't do a lot of walking around and checking out the lights. I've been there several times before,
right,
but still enjoyed the atmosphere. What did you find about the lights? I mean, you kind of trekked through the zoo.
Yeah, we walked the whole thing, and I thought it was really neat. I mean, there were just a different variety. There were some that were like wire frames, and then the lights were spun around them and all that. But I really liked the ones that kind of had that paper outside or whatever the shell is, and the lights are on the inside. So you had,
Kinda
cacti and
yeah.
and all kind of. It was really cool. And the trees, man. I mean, they were really done up.
Were they?
Yeah. The white trees though really stood out. They had a little grove by the children's playhouse, and they had a playhouse for the kids where they could walk on lighted tiles, and then they had these big plastic swings. It was kind of reminded me like one of those rattan chairs, only open on both sides, right? And they had LEDs in them, so they were all glowed up, and it was really
cool.
neat. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you to the Gruber companies for doing this for the employees. We all had a great time.
Yeah, thank you to Pete for blessing it, and Janie and the party planning crew for setting it up, arranging it. I think it was a quality night.
Yeah. I got a special kudos to Erica. She put a lot of work and effort into this, and so did Veronica too.
Yeah. It was pretty ladies. Amazing. Yeah.
Now, I got to ask another question about zoo lights. As you're walking around, did it look like a lot of those were kind of cookie cutter lights, or were these more like a custom fit, custom build?
They felt like they were all built for what they were doing. So, I mean, I don't imagine that you would find, an apple pie light, just kind of randomly being there, right? They had a picture of an apple with this pie symbol in the middle, right? And there's all kinds of animal shapes. So I imagine that they were all framed in and built by zoo staff. And I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. So
Sure.
I imagine that they just add to the collection every year.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. And, like them doing this type of custom work, and that's kind of the theme for us today on our show,
Right.
is talking about, custom products that we work with and that we build.
Yes. I mean, Pete says it was an epic event and our team deserves much credit. Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
They absolutely do.
Yeah. So as many of our customers know, we do a lot of custom work for them. And it can be metal, it can be copper or fiber. And, there's a lot of things that go into it. I know you do quite a bit of custom work. We do as well on our team. And it's one of the things that really sets Gruber apart at the end of the day. We do the normal stuff. We do the whatever you need, patch cords, all that kind of good stuff. But when they contact you, and I got to give a shout out to Wally and her team, because they just do an amazing job all the time. And, somebody comes to you with something that they need and they're able to get it done.
Yeah, it is quite amazing what our team can do, especially when you look at going from the stages of, well, here's what we'd like to see, then implementing it into the process of engineering.
Right.
And then the next step, making sure once we got this engineered, okay, now what's the next step? How do we get there?
Right.
And getting that through the processes to the final product for the customer.
Right.
And it is quite diverse. I mean, it can go many, many different ways.
Right. I mean, you just recently did a project, and I don't know if there's more down the pike, but with those button-up sleeves, and we're going to be showing a picture of those. But the whole that back area was just It got eaten by them. Yeah, it was like it was like a jungle of
fiberglass everywhere from the sleeving that was coming off. I mean, it was a little more than that, because then when you get into some of this custom stuff and you're dealing with something like that, and then you got to think safety too, right?
Right.
So then you got to step back and take a look at safety protocols.
This
and so
wasn't
forth.
new stuff that was the fiberglass was coming off of. This was stuff that the customer had pulled out that we were disassembling and redoing.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, we'll jump right into it. If you want to pull up picture number 1, this is where we started out with this project, okay? And typically when we see custom work, hey, we'll take it on a piece of paper like this, right?
Yep.
So this is for some Cat 6A double shielded cabling for the customer that we were working with here. And actually in this diagram here, you're going to see that you'll see there it says 1, 2 rack, 3 rack, and then down there it says 4 rack on the side there. So there's actually like 4 different cable assembly builds in this one particular diagram, which is just a simple drawn up diagram, as you can see here on a piece of paper.
Right.
So this is the starting point.
Right.
Right. And taking this and taking your measurements and then going from there to the next step.
Yeah. And look, as long as you can articulate it and we can, you know what you need, right?
Yeah.
Like what kind of connectors they are. Usually a picture doesn't work because how many different Molex connectors are there?
Yeah.
Thousands of them, right? Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
you have to really, we do have to have some information, but from there we can take concept and really build it out.
Yeah, so if you go to the next picture, picture number 2, this is during the manufacturing process here that we took snapped a few pictures of, but this is the actual cable assembly with that button wrap sleeve you're talking about on it there. So
now, why did they want that button wrap?
It's a fire protection.
Okay.
Is what it is. It's a fire retardant sleeve to go over the cabling.
Okay.
And once we get in, I'll talk a little more on the next picture, which was the installation phase for the customer. If you want to pull up the next picture, number 3. As you can see here, you can see that with the cable wrap there.
Right.
Right there, the arrow. Yep, there you go. And this runs all throughout this particular system. Well, what this is dealing with is these are like shipping containers.
Right.
Okay. That have been retrofitted for battery packs for solar fields.
Okay.
So now what we're talking about is now you understand why we need fire protection.
Right.
Because we're dealing with a mass amount of batteries, these lithium-ion batteries, and they're extremely heavy. I mean, each one of these containers, I believe, has roughly 50 of the batteries inside of there.
Wow.
So these particular cabling harnesses that we were working with for the customer are implemented into this system. Now, these are for basically the diagnostics controls on those batteries.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a
Right. So
fun
it kind of
project.
reads the status of the batteries.
Correct.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So this was just a really fun project to work with in this case. If you want to take the next drawing, number 4 here. Now, same project, but a
Right.
different part aspect of the project. And this is dealing with the metal side of things. Now, this is actual drawing that we drew up just from taking some information from a customer. Sometimes you can take a piece of metal and we can say reverse engineer it, right?
Right.
So you start there with the custom piece so you have an idea. So that's what we did. And so what we came up with here were these particular brackets, and they have a left side and a right side. So we drew up the plans on this, did some CAD drawings here, and came to fruition with what they're looking for. And what we end up with is, if you can see here, this is the particular bracket.
Nice.
Okay.
And they're important.
They're very important.
Yeah.
And the reason I'll show you why they're important is because these are going to be dealing with a lot of distribution of weight load, because these will actually be holding part of the system that holds those particular lithium-ion batteries
Sure.
in those containers.
Well,
So
and you look at that, and I mean, that's pretty thick
Yeah,
steel.
you can check it out. It's,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
got some heft to it.
Yeah, it's not moving.
No.
So this is where, to me, the custom stuff is fun when you get to see it come to fruition and you end up like with a piece like this.
Right. Right.
Now, if you want to take up the next photo there, number 5, this is the installation, and this is actually the container, the backside of the container. You can see each of those different, what do you call it?
Aisles, rows.
Aisles there. But each one of those rows where a battery will be inserted.
Right.
And I don't know if you can kind of see there, but it's very similar. These brackets are on the side of that coming down. I'm not sure how these are going to be used and implemented in there.
Right.
But we're going to find out once we go out there and we take a look at the project once again and see how they're installing these.
Right. And it's not sexy, but it's what customers need, right? And that's really what our custom work is all about at the end of the day. And, Cass, if you want to bring up the first slide that I sent you with the diagram, that was your last slide, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the other one. There you go. So you can see that we will get drawings like this from customers that ask us, can you, replicate something like this? And, it's in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's all it is pinning out connectors and then coming out to pins for them to attach to machinery. We're working on another project right now where, and I don't have a picture of it, but it should be on our thumbnail, but they're wiring out. You see all those wires. That's a 296 pins to 192 pin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have our thumbnail available to throw up there and show them?
Yeah. And so, and those are built out to go, it's in kind of like the aerospace world and into test benches, right?
There we go.
And so they are, not only do they have to connect that all, but then we have a rig that was built so that we can do a continuity test after to make sure that everything is
Make sure the signal's going through each
Right.
and every one of those lines.
Exactly.
And accordingly, too.
right.
And
But
then-
each one of these cables takes over 7 hours to build.
But look at all those pins, and this is where one of the things comes down to that is actually critical, is being very specific when we get into doing custom work like this.
Yep.
Is in this case is the pin out. Making sure that we have the exact matchup on side A versus side B for implementation.
Right. And I mean, these connectors, even the pins, they're not cheap.
No.
When you get into the custom world and you deal with some of these specialty items, there's one manufacturer that makes it. That's it. And whatever their price is, it is.
That's what it is.
Right. So, being able to work at this level with this type of stuff is, I think, pretty important, to get it right.
It is. And when you're talking about that, and let's go into the money for just a moment on these things, because this is a good example using this bracket here.
Right.
Okay. When you come to design something that's specific like this, all that cost of designing, okay, the drawings, the materials, the labor time, just to get to a prototype.
Right.
that cost is the same whether you order one piece or order 10,000.
Right.
Right. But so one piece can cost you the same as ordering 10,000. And in this case, this is a good example because we got done with this, and this happens to be 10,000, 5,000 left, 5,000 right brackets.
Yeah.
Right. So we were able to minimize the actual costs and keep the costs low with a larger run.
Sure.
At that point in time. But if somebody came to us and wanted two pieces, you know, a right and a left, they might be a little bit, you know, taken back when they hear the pricing on it because, wow, really, two pieces and it cost me that much? Well, yeah, because the R&D behind it, you know, it's not just as simple as taking a drawing and say, okay, no, we got to do some tooling here to get to this point, right? And there's a lot of labor, and you might have to purchase some other tools. A lot, especially in metal, you know, we have to go out there and we have to find the right tooling to do the job that might be necessary.
Yeah, because you're not going to bend that with just regular.
Oh, can you bend it?
Yeah, no. I mean, that is. I mean, that's thick, and it takes a serious press to bring that into shape. And I mean, it's like the pharmaceutical industry. You know, the first pill costs $200 million to make.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them cost 50 cents.
Sure.
Right. It's the same principle. You know, we look at all of this and the development of whatever the custom material is, and at the end of the day, like you said, volume makes it make sense because it can be cost prohibitive to just do 1 or 2 or 10 or 50. You know, it really makes a difference because that time gets spread out and absorbed over you know, the run. It's the same way with why, you know, shorter cables are more expensive per foot than longer cables, because really the least expensive material in there is usually the cable, right?
Compared to labor
longer
cost,
so labor cost gets absorbed because you're still putting two ends on it, right? And the labor on a 1 foot is the same as the labor on a 100-foot cable, right? To put those ends on.
Yeah.
So it gets absorbed over the length of it. And I mean, you know, people need short cables, they need long cables, but some people, I think that's a question, you know, I've heard before is, well, why is the longer one so much less per foot? Well, that's because all the rest is absorbed through.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, no, it does get absorbed. And I'm doing a lot of the custom metal because I'm more in the metal, right? You know this. I do a lot of metal work. But the custom metal pieces I've been working with is finding those areas where we can work out on a larger scale because it's just we're built for large runs of that nature.
Right.
So when I get into some projects like, you know, with Google and so forth like that, where we're doing some shelves and we're doing some, you know, different types of rails, we're talking mass quantities at that point in time. Right. And that's really where your savings is if you're going to do some custom work.
Right. And I know you did some custom stuff where you cut out like you had a cutout on the rack rail, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, one thing you can do is if you take a look at our products, whether it's cabling or whether it's metal products, we can take a look at retrofitting those to suit your needs and doing custom work with it. So you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to rebuild the wheel. No. Right? We can take an existing product and then take, you know, your ideas and take and implement them and create something new for you.
Which we do a lot with panels, you know, so we get custom panels, but we can take a regular blank panel, 1U, 2U, whatever, and whatever those cutouts need to be, it's just taking an existing thing and then building it out, you know, kind of starting from a place where we are, so we don't have to, it's not from scratch, right? And as long as it's something that already exists but just needs to be modified, then it's a whole lot less than going at it from scratch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing, the really cool part about doing, I mean, any work, but especially when it comes to doing something that's custom, hey, don't forget, we can label this, put your name on there. Right. It's custom. So, especially with working with a lot of custom work, put labels on. That way, in the future, when somebody comes across it, you might not be around, they know where this particular product came from, because guess what? It's probably not being mass produced anywhere else. Right. So don't forget we have those capabilities as well.
Exactly. I mean, custom colors, custom labeling, we can, you know, brand stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's another point you just brought up, the colors. A lot of times most of our, you know, equipment is powder coated black.
Right.
But we can do a rainbow of colors.
Right.
But again, you're talking, it becomes more of a monetary issue.
Right.
Because it's not as simple as, hey, I want these all green today. Well, in order to do green, we got to make some switches over, with the powder coaters.
Right.
So there might be some price adjustments that come along with that. And again, if you're going to run, 30, 40, 50 pieces, it's one thing. But if you're trying to do one piece, you're not going to find the cost effectiveness in that.
Right. Because they have to run a color when they're doing powder
no
coating.
matter what, they have an incorporated cost, and that cost is a base. Now, whether you split that cost up over one piece or 40 pieces,
exactly,
it's just the way it is. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I think when we if you can bring up the website, a lot of times people will visit the website and kind of overlook the fact that we have, so in the upper left corner there, you'll see where we've built out a custom copper quote utility, custom fiber quote utility, and then a specialty cable quote utility. And those are all set so that if something doesn't fit inside a box, you can request that. We have the ability on the custom cable quote to upload diagrams.
All the figures, diagrams, everything you need.
Right. And then we should have all the options. So, whether you're looking for custom copper cable, which is, the RJ45 data cabling, or custom fiber quotes. So if you want to go to the fiber one, it has some, pretty good options in there. Which ends do you want? What's the length? Is it single mode, multi-mode? What polish, APC, angled polish, the UPC, and then how many are you looking for? And do you need it in feet or meters? And we can then get you a quote in your hand for specifically what you're looking for, because sometimes on the website there's so many different options for fiber.
Yeah,
we put the most common things on the website to kind of buy off the shelf, if you will.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're on the website and you're maybe having any issue you're having on our website, hit that chat button. You will get a response typically within 30 seconds from one of our employees. They'll be glad to chat with you and help you resolve the issue you're having, or
between
get you the
7
right
a.m.
questions.
and 5 p.m.
Correct. Yeah, between those times,
Yeah, not at midnight.
No. Not going to happen
because it's all U.S. based. We're all here, so you get somebody that's actually in the building. Yeah.
But I think from the custom work I've done, here's the number one thing for me is just a simple conversation.
Right.
We need the proper information in order to put it down on the paper.
Correct.
So sometimes maybe we forget to ask the right question. Maybe the consumer doesn't have all the information.
Right.
So there's a little bit of kind of back and forth to understand the picture that we want to paint and where the direction we want to take. But after that, it's pretty clear. I mean, it's just a pretty simple step forward.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, when we're taking a look at building something out, as I mentioned before, there's so many different types of fiber and options. Everything from armored and plenum, indoor, outdoor, outside plant, indoor. We really need to know everything, all the boxes, before we can get it, but we can get anything.
Yeah.
And especially with distribution cables, I had somebody ask me the other day, I had a customer that left one place, went to work at another place, and she's looking at like a 288 fiber cable.
Wow.
It was kind of a wow, because only one place could quote me on that. The other one, some of the other manufacturers wanted to do a run of like 1,700 feet, and they needed 300 feet. So that was kind of the thing. So let us do the work. Let us do the searching. We have all the contacts. We have a lot of great partners who actually do manufacturing of cables, And so for us, it's you can just reach out to us, let us do the legwork, and get it for you.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Our resources are very vast.
Right.
So we got a pretty good deep supply chain in which to work with to find the products needed to help you with your custom product build.
Exactly. And they're around the country. So, we have resources that have been in the industry, a long time and know exactly, we get from point A to point B pretty quick.
Yeah,
a lot of them have seen everything, right?
They have, and that's a good point because here's the thing. Our resources aren't just for viable products, something you can put in your hand. They're full of knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's the best part of it is because we can share that knowledge between the people. So we find a viable solution once again to meet your needs.
Right. Yep. I was telling a customer the other day, I said, we have our website and, we have our product guide, but we have 60,000 part numbers in the system.
Yeah,
so
right.
They're not all there. That's just kind of here are our lanes. But just because you don't see it doesn't mean we can't do it. That's why we have the custom quote options there so that, whatever you need, we can get to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, this custom stuff, it's fun.
Yep.
It's
so there are
fun.
a couple of announcements we need to make. As everybody is aware, Christmas Day and New Year's Day are on Thursday in this year. So we are going to move the podcast to the 24th and to December 31st. And that should be fun. We'll have a special Christmas show.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to do something kind of along the theme of your Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit. We're going to ask Gruber employees to send us your Christmas spirit and how you celebrate the holidays. Do you dress up your dog in reindeer getup? Do you really do your house up in all splendor, Clark Griswold style?
Yeah.
Or do you do your tree up really big? So that's funny. Whatever it is, send a picture to wired@gruber.com, and we're going to send out a group email as well. But really, send us your pictures because we're going to be hosting or featuring them on our December 24th podcast.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
And then on our New Year's podcast,
oh, that's going to be a fun one too.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate New Year's Eve here, and we're going to
travel the world, right?
We're going to bring you a live New Year's, from somewhere.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see, hey, since we're on the show, it's turning New Year somewhere in the world.
Right.
We're going to find those locations. We're going to hopefully be able to broadcast some of that live.
Yeah.
And see what's going on out there.
We'll just start it off right at 3 o'clock, which will be midnight somewhere.
Right.
And we'll have some fireworks going, and we'll have, we'll just talk about what's ahead.
Yeah. Looking towards 2026.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, George Michael reached out to me through TikTok, says, hey, John, the 80s called. They want their earring back.
Yeah, you're looking awful sparkly today there, buddy.
A little sparkly today. Yes, I do wear an earring from time to time.
Hey, it's whatever lane you want to go in, buddy.
I know. Hey, Cass, recently we did a donation drive, right?
Yes.
And you guys actually put the video together for that I saw today.
Yes.
Yeah, why don't we show that video really quick, that short that you guys put together.
Yeah, for sure. Let me pull it up. Give me
So anyway.
And don't look at the other shorts on there.
Yeah.
We saw. We just want you to know we saw, and you guys are cute. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. No, but anyway, recently we did a donation drive here at Gruber for our community. And we brought in lots of food, lots of clothing, some money, some toys, and just who we donate to, St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so we got a little video of that to show you.
Maybe.
Sorry, I popped that one on you, Cass.
That's okay. She's
it's okay.
gonna
I'll
get you
find
after.
it. I'll have to dig in the server for a hot second. Just give me like a minute.
at that cougar pouncing on it.
Meow.
Meow. Poor Cass.
Now I have a feeling it's not going to come up at all. Way to go, John.
But yeah, no, we had a great time last night at the party, though.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you, Gruber Companies, Pete,
Kudos.
everyone out there. That was fun.
It was a good time. I think it was about 150 people there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ish.
150.
Maybe a little more.
A lot more around that zoo, though. That place was
Oh,
packed.
my gosh. On a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, and that parking lot was full.
I can't imagine what it's like on the weekend.
Oh, I imagine. Just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Craziness. You find it, Cass?
We can only riff so long.
Yeah, no, I got it. Let me
Okay.
connect the audio. Just give me a second.
TikTok and George Michael. Wonder who that is.
Well,
All right.
my guess,
Yeah.
Harry.
Harry. Thanks, Harry.
Or no, Bob.
Lots of
Bob
it
good
could be Bob.
Yeah, it could be
food,
Bob.
the
Oh, but I don't think he has TikTok, though.
Hello there, my name's John
I don't know.
Dotson with Gruber Industries.
Never know.
and,
I don't use
it's been
TikTok.
kind of exciting. We have been doing
Well,
a-
they had to know your earring was in because it doesn't show unless
I turn my head this way.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. So I don't. I think they had to. Has to be somebody back there.
You know the story behind that?
Do I want to know the story behind that?
When I was young, my mother never had daughters, right?
Uh huh.
And finally, when I turned 16, I let her get, you can get my ear pierced, Mom. That was her thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, my mom took me down to get my ear pierced.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I came to be with the earring.
Uh huh. Did she pick what side?
No. I did.
Go for it.
Hello there, my name's John Dotson with Gruber Industries, and it's been kind of exciting. We have been doing a local donation drive here, so we've collected lots of goods, clothing, food, the toys, necessities for those out there in the community. Today, St. Vincent de Paul is going to be coming along here to pick this stuff up and make sure we get it out to our community to help. We got some stuff for you. So, got it right back in here.
This is all over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got boxes. Usually I'll just transfer the boxes
Okay.
and I'll put them on pallets.
Okay. Thank you.
Back and I'll get a count of everything.
Okay.
You'll get a follow-up email thank you with the poundage of the food, clothing, and then the toys.
So thank you once
Yeah,
again.
thanks again
Keep
for
up the
thinking
good
of us.
work out there.
Appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
All right.
Happy
Have a great
holidays.
day.
Bye.
So, very
Good job,
successful
John. Good
drive.
job,
we
Gruber.
Appreciate all the donations
There we
from
go.
our Gruber team. and
Next
families
year,
and
we'll do it
friends.
again.
There you
know what?
go.
We're going to do this again next year, I believe. Is that correct, Cass? We're looking
Oh,
at
he's
doing
still
this next
talking.
year? Yeah. So
I never shut up.
Thank you guys once again. We appreciate all the support and help, and thank you for our community.
I know what your home movies must be like.
Hey guys.
Yes.
And just to let our TikTok viewers know, that is right now on our YouTube Shorts channel.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so they can
TikTok.
go and watch it there, and it'll be on Instagram and TikTok in the next couple days. We're just scheduling things out.
All right, TikTok. So yeah, it's on our YouTube Shorts video, so you can actually get the video and the audio with that instead of just a shot of me. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, until next week, don't forget, if you have any of those cups and needs, you're watching the show, feel free to reach out. You can email us at wired@gruber.com.
Yep.
You can go to the website. You can fill out a custom form.
Yes.
You can even use live chat or simply give us a call.
Right. We make it easy.
It's very easy to contact
Yes.
us.
So we appreciate you being here. We're here because you're here. Remember, next week we will be on Thursday, the 17th or 18th at 3 p.m. Arizona time. And then the following 2 weeks, December 24th, December 31st. So thank you for being here. For now, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and thank you.
Take care.